So there we go. So warm welcome, both Linda and Des, out there in the world in different places. I'm so amazing to have you early morning when we record this. So it's such a support for me in this birthing of the book. Yeah, to have you share a little bit with me. So I'm very excited.
Well, thank you, Matilda.
So could you start with introducing yourselves and tell us who you are right now, or how you want to introduce yourself, and also maybe where you are, and your first reflection on just looking at the little bit at the book, only one chapter. And yeah, who would like to go first?
I can start. First of all, I would like to say I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored to take part of this big project of yours. Like you said, my name is Linda. I'm from Iceland, and I'm currently in Iceland. I know you, Matilda, through the path of coaching in Iceland, because you're my mentor there. I am a powerful woman with clear vision. Yeah. I'm a wife, and I'm a respectful parent. I'm a business owner here in Iceland. And I'm also an extraordinary life coach.
Okay.
And I say extraordinary because of you, Matilda. You opened the door of the path that I needed to go through. And you stood by me while I was walking this path, and it was so dear to me. So that's why I say it. It's important for me. A little reflection of the chapter that I went through. There were so many emotions when I read this chapter. I got teary eyes and heavy breathing, and I don't know what happened, but it was almost like a hurricane inside me. And I think what touched me the most was how willing you are to open your heart so widely, but in the same time paint this beautiful art. And I almost saw the colors in the writing, although it's just black and white and words, but I saw the passion and I saw the colors, and I think that's why it moved me. So humble, and yeah, I'm missing the words because there were so many feelings. Yeah.
And I saw you when you read it also, and the time kind of stopped. Something just happened to you. So that's, maybe you share more about that, we'll see. But thank you so much for giving your time and your heart and everything. Beautiful. Thank you, Linda. Des, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, and that was beautiful, Linda. Nice to meet you, Linda, and it's always wonderful to see you, Matilda. And my name is Dez Nichols, and I met you years ago now. You were the organizer for the ISTA trainings in Iceland, and you organized the very first one.
Yes, and before that, we met in Denmark.
That's right.
Just to connect also.
That's right. That's right. And before you organized that, we met in Denmark, and you came to do the level 1 with your wonderful husband. And I remember that you were not sure about all this, and you were really just like, okay, let's get real here. I'm going to check out this. I'm going to check out this event. I'm going to check out these teachers. I'm going to check out this journey, and I am not buying into anything unless it's my authentic truth. And I remember feeling so much just respect for you, that your presence and your soberness, the resilience of the uniqueness of your being in that, uh, I could just feel how you don't buy into anything. You don't buy into anything unless it's all the way true. And just that authenticity, you're not someone to be swayed by anything or anyone. And I love how you move so solidly and so consciously, one step at a time. And what was beautiful was noticing how your being, how your heart, how your consciousness, and each part of you started to open and come along. And when you finally got who we were and what we were about, I remember feeling how you just started finding your joy, and that you could it's like, oh my God, I see these people and they see me. And how beautiful. And it's interesting because that alone totally relates to this chapter. and 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 the radical feeling of openness, and not only how you could receive the openness of what it was, who we were teaching and what it is we're teaching, but to go right through all the filters and all the armor and the barriers and the lenses and the conditions that we use to open our beings, basically out of fear that we do that. But when we come home to ourselves and we know who we are, then we can open uh, to receive whatever is, no matter how different somebody is or how weird somebody is or whatever. Just because somebody else is open and different or closed and different, it doesn't mean that we can't just receive them for who they are. It doesn't mean we have to like them. It doesn't mean we have to hang out with them or anything, but there's this willingness to see authentically and feel authentically into not just myself, but into this other person or other people. And so I just want to celebrate your willingness to do that. I'm excited. I think this book is going to be awesome. I love how it shares your personal journey. I love how you shared your personal journey here. And I'm excited to read the other chapters.
Yay! Oh, it's so moving to get the reflection that's of how all the scarcity and, but the appreciation of the openness or the authenticness that you sensed already there. It warms my heart to hear that and feel that. So that's beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So we are going to continue to share, dear friends of the journey here, with the chapter number 11. It's called Openness, and anything also about just reading the content and reflections of what the book is all about. It was, if I connect with the journey that you talked about, it was actually, it was my life partner who came with the idea of having this a daily routine of meeting and merging together in sexuality every 24 hours. It was his idea. So when we start that and this activity, what I had no idea, it opened my body up. So all of a sudden, all this energy is moving, all these orgasms are developing, and I have no idea what is what. And I actually think something is wrong with me. Should this be this way? I have no idea. So that's where I was looking, who can I talk to? I had no one to talk to. This is when I found the training, Dez, with ISTA. And then I brought my partner, and we had this week of death scare, all these, things that was challenging. And we tried everything else because we were together in one room and had a ball, of course. So a lot of fantastic, a lot of really challenging, and it was the beginning of, wow, can life be like bliss, every second of the day. And over those years now, people have asked, why don't you share? When I say that we live with a daily sexual routine, kind of. And I have not understood how to do that. How can I share that? Yeah, and these 33 chapters now are like small pieces of, these are things we're doing. And then it's a mix with how my body is feeling. In this chapter, it's not so much about how my body is feeling while writing, but in other chapters, I'm writing about what is happening in the body, and it becomes very intimate. So it's, for me, it's very huge to let it out there and show myself, but it's my longing and desire. And so to have you come and join me and share it totally supports me having this birthing experience with this. So any reflections, any angle you want to start with sharing? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think just the title of the book, Daily Sex, I feel that it's so important that we embrace all of who we are. And the fascinating thing for me is, for some reason, humanity has evolved to this place where there's so much misunderstanding and guilt and fear and shame around who we are as sexual beings, and the sacredness and the power of our sexuality, and so much misinformation and misunderstandings. And from what I know about the evolution of the world and humanity, is that this guilt, fear, and shame around sexuality, it didn't just come from anywhere. It came down from a place of the power over structures of empires and religions. Somehow people knew that if you disconnect people from their sexuality, that you can control and manipulate them a lot easier. So I see this book, and I see you and the people who really are waking up their sexuality as activists, as radical activists on the planet, taking back their power and taking back love and bringing love forward on the planet again, because it's time, because there's so much dysfunction, there's so much pain and suffering on the planet, that it's really up to us as individuals to come home to ourselves, and be the responsible beings that can turn this into a planet of love, that we're here to manifest heaven on earth. We're not here to live in hell. And part of that, if you think of what would it be like to live in heaven on earth, and it would be, well, of course you would make love every day.
Yes.
This is heaven, and so to own that and to look at how we can do that is really important. And of course, that's a lot of what the level 1 ISTA journey is all about, is looking at all of our conditioning and all of our fear and all of our guilt and all of our shame, and authentically owning who we are, and start to do the things we need to do to open ourselves to love and open ourselves to life. Because without a healthy sexuality, we can't have a healthy anything in our lives. So, and I know you're going, yeah, of course, so I'm excited to read the rest of the book.
Yeah, and to connect with that, to me, it's just how I'm wired now, and through my life, the whole thing, where did the bad view on everything come from? Yes, it's probably good to understand it, but for me, I'm not even interested in that.
Sure.
It's just for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's the whole point for me with the book is, I need to tell that it's possible to feel this way. We need to put the bliss out there. We need to have people come into this area, and it's so attractive, it's so juicy, it's so, so let's do that. That's kind of,
Right on.
Yeah.
Where can I sign up? It's like heaven on earth bliss, and I'm not connecting. I'm so curious of this path of yours. and
Mm.
what you're explaining.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know anything about ISTA or anything.
Mm.
I asked a dear friend of mine about it in the school one day, and I was like, how is it? And and what she said, it was like, it's like going into a washing machine, going in and going out and going in again and going out. And I'm like, oh, so you're just doing laundry.
Yes, that's correct.
Cleaning
Yeah.
up all the
Cleaning.
bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
Washing it away.
Yeah,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Linda.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, if because my path was first I received the ISTA training, and then I wanted more, so I also went into de-armoring, and that's like the way into finding where the contractions rest in the body, in the cells, kind of.
Sure.
So it's kind of the like finding the hurt and the contractions, breathing them away that way. So that's like through the hurting in a way.
Sure.
After that, I found tantric massage. All of a sudden, the way over to transformation is through pleasure. So today I'm like, what if it's possible to like, if we open up to pleasure, that can, I don't know if we have to go through the fire, maybe, but the what my wish is that people get inspired in. What if I can, it doesn't matter if you're with a partner or without, but allow
That's
for
right.
fantastic pleasure with yourself, or pleasure during the day, just a little bit more every day, to embrace the sensuality and the fantasticness of living in a body, and like experience more pleasure.
Matilda, you said something really important there, and that's that having sex every day is not about anybody else but yourself. And of course, one of the most powerful teachings is self-pleasuring, and understanding that you can have a great sex life without a partner.
Yes.
You can have a great sex life all by yourself. And that's the beautiful thing. This is about self-empowerment.
Yeah.
So to really start to learn how to love ourselves on not just loving thoughts and on a mental level, but every cell of our bodies, like waking ourselves up on every cell of our bodies, and bringing that love and that consciousness and that presence. And so what happens is, I feel that as we start to wake up ourselves, and we start to wake up our emotional bodies and our hearts, and we start to wake all of ourselves up, then what happens is we're able to feel what it is, who we truly are, and what it is we're here to experience. So then, of course, we're going to start finding everything's going to change. The foods we love, we're going to start trying new things. We're going to eat the foods that truly light us up. We're going to find the places that are still afraid, and we're going to bring our love and our conscious and our presence to them, so that they can wake up too. And we're going to find the cells, whether it's through de-armoring or whatever. But the main thing is that we're vibrating and we're feeling. And when we vibrate and we start becoming magnetic, then we start attracting the lovers and the people and the friends, and the everything in life changes. And I feel if enough people do this on the planet, we're going to shift the consciousness on the planet, because it needs to shift before it's too late.
Yeah, and also possibly also, as I look for it, I'm just I don't like a piece in the puzzle. Everyone is like, just evolution is just happening. What I'm feeling, what book happening, each chapter is just part of what's happening anyway. So it's kind of, it's not personal in any way. It's not, the book is not about me, even though it comes through me in some way. And some people will think it's funny that I write about my nipple, but it's not about my nipple. It's about
everybody's nipples.
Yes, absolutely. That's what it is. Yeah. Linda, some more.
Yeah, you talked about in the chapter that you're upgrading yourself, and the sharing was not following. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Yeah, I've just noticed that that sometimes I think I'm like an open, I walk with myself as, yes, I'm an open person. And then all of a sudden I notice, oh, I have not, it's like I'm living, thinking things, and all of a sudden pieces have not been shared.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's like one relationship going on with me, with myself, and I'm really open with me, kind of. Yeah, but having it being open with other people, it's not always happening. So I have to kind of catch myself. Have I shared this? Have I shared that? And when it comes to more intimate things about what do I long for? What are my desires? Like when before the ISTA, I had no idea to even think about desires. It's still challenging, but do I desire something? And what would that be? And sharing that with others around me. It's like it doesn't happen by accident to me. That's my it's nothing that happened, um, like brushing your teeth. You really need to be conscious, and having the conversation, or so the like living open is a very conscious, active, generated state, is kind of the point, in a way. Yeah.
I love that, because it's like we in any given moment we feel, yes, I'm open, and then we breathe, and it's like, oh, I just opened a little more, and I thought I was totally open, but actually opening can continue. And how open can we be? And as we open, of course, then we have to receive, or we have a choice to receive. And the more open we are, the more we can receive. The more abundance we can receive, the more love we can receive, the more life force we receive, the more health we receive. And so it's almost like so many people on this planet are walking around so closed and so contracted that they can't receive. And so to be able to vibrate yourself open and choose to open and to continue to open, then what happens is abundance flows in, and life becomes magical. And and it's beautiful that you're having that experience and you're able to communicate that with other people.
Beautiful. I'm connecting also with the possibility of receiving. I'm just connecting it now when we're talking. So when I'm busy in my head, or not there, I can't receive. So when I'm complaining that life is not fun, and this and that, I'm not even there to receive.
Yeah,
exactly.
Receiving is like a muscle. How much this activity of ours, it's completely like opening me all the time, because it's like daily boot camp in, wow, can I be in this much bliss? Wow, can I be in this much? Can I be in this much? When it's like a marathon exercise.
And
like,
there's more, and there's more, and
woo,
there's
woo,
more, and there's more. Oh my
woo,
God, there's more.
How awesome is that?
Awesome.
But you also talked about how transparency and honesty is important to you, to trust and to share. How is it to open up like this and just trust the world to receive and to
it's death scary.
Yeah.
It's really the ego is like wave flow. It's like it's like dying and dying and dying and dying. The good idea is definitely gone. It's not longer a good idea. It would be a lot easier in a way to put it away and not keep going. But that's not an option. As I train myself, it's not possible, because now it's like the force of what wants to happen, which is like ruling me or something. So, but it's also that I've trained myself so I can stand while dying, or I can keep going while my head is shot up again and again and again, and whoa, yeah.
Opening. It's like so many people were on this planet, and there's so much fear, and because of the fear, we're closed. And because of the fear, we use control. But as we give ourselves permission to feel the fear and start to vibrate the fear and move through the fear, then we can start to open and open and open and open. And like you said, as we open, we receive, and our reality starts changing. But we're social beings, and we kind of cue off of each other. And so we actually support each other in our nervous systems as individuals to vibrate at whatever frequency we're vibrating. And if it's a frequency of fear, then we're actually influencing each other to live in fear and stay closed and stay small. And in that closeness and in that smallness, there's breakdown, there's pain, there's suffering, there's illness, there's cancer, there's all of this stuff that basically collapses our life force energy and collapses our life. And so, in this particular chapter around openness and opening, if we can open and we can vibrate, then and feel that fear and move through the fear, not pretending we're open, because that's a mental trip and that's never going to work. We actually have to authentically start to open, which means release the feelings of fear, opening one step at a time, and re-educate our nervous systems to get that we're not here to live closed and in fear. We're here to live in openness and love and to vibrate free. And the more people that start to do that, as we start to do that, we educate ourselves, we start educating the people around us that we dare to live alive and free and full. And then we start to become agents of love, vibrating in openness and freedom. And then we start influencing others around us to start vibrating and loving and being free. And before you know it, we're going to shift the consciousness on the planet. So I see this book as a powerful tool and inspiration for people to give themselves permission to vibrate and open and be free and live life to its fullest. So thank you.
It's such a joy, because it completely resonates, the whole thing. And it's the happiness is just filling my heart of being able to, that it's like the journey I have lived is kind of paying off in a way. It's like now if we can give it away, that's like the greatest gift, to be able to give it away.
I'm excited for this conversation, and I'm excited to meet you, Linda, because you read this chapter, and of course you're listening to all this now, and I love the questions you're asking, because you're asking the questions of so many people. How can we do this? How can I do this? This is interesting. Oh wow, there's a possibility here. And so as you have an opportunity to read the book, and then maybe you have an opportunity to take the next step on your journey and to start to open to life, I'd be curious to meet you a year from now or 2 years from now, after you start to make the steps and changes and choices in your life that are going to blow your universe and your world right open.
To go into the washing machine, you were saying. No.
It's a choice. Yeah, it's a choice. And it's scary, but maybe the whole experience of that fear is an illusion that keeps us small. It keeps the whole planet small. And as you get comfortable with your fear and navigating life, then magic can happen. And I can already tell that you're a magical being, and you're here to live an extraordinary life. It's just giving yourself permission and having other people around you to go, okay, this is okay. I am safe. I can live. I can love.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm. Can't wait to read the rest of the book.
It's also been very awesome because what I've done is kind of grasped, okay, this piece it could be in there like a chapter. And then I just sit down and write. So it's not corrected. It's just, it just come like that. That's it. So nothing is changed.
Just like you are. We often have to ask questions of what you're meaning because you're so open and you're just so talking from your heart. So.
But, and in a way, this is also, so the book is like a painting. You know, if someone would say, no, you should probably have some more blue there. That, no, I made the painting, that's how it is. So do whatever you want with it. You like it or not, that is, you know, so that's just how it is. And it's such a relief to have that experience.
Well, it's beautiful because, you know, I was involved in a book project myself a few years back. And I remember my co-author telling me, it's like, you know, this is this book. And if we keep changing it, it'll never get published. So this is this book, this is this painting.
Yes.
And let's just do this painting and get it out there. And then we can do another painting if we want. We can do another book, you know, so.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, in a way, it's so special, the thought of, you know, somewhere in the world there is a war, somewhere in the world someone is, you know, everyone is on so many different levels and in so many different cultures, and all. Can I then talk about bliss? You know, am I allowed to share me fully when so many like terrible things are going on at the same time, kind of? So that's also been stopping me, you know. In now I've landed in, there is no other way than me sharing, and whatever, you know, it's, I have no idea how it will be received, and that's not for me really. It's like the painting needs to just fly away. And
Well, I'm thank you for writing a book about bliss, because you could have written a book about pain and suffering.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And for me, what needs to happen is to reveal the bliss experience, and that it's there for, I would say, all human beings. But it's a journey to like recondition oneself to be able to have that extraordinary orgasmic, you know, feeling going on in the body at all times.
Well, I feel like, you know, for humanity and every individual, we have those moments of bliss. And if we can somehow expand those moments of bliss so that we're living in bliss more of the time, and eventually, hopefully, living in bliss all of the time, you know, it's a choice. It's like we can live in pain and suffering and hell, or we can live in bliss and live in heaven. And so how do we do that?
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Yeah. So we're going to start to complete our wonderful sharing moment here. So any last thoughts, things you want to share before we complete?
What touched me also when you were talking about how it is important to share things that are not easy to share. That are not easy to share with your partner, for example. I reflected myself on this because I was going through a journey myself, and I talked to my partner with some matter, and when I was listening to myself when I talked, my voice got a higher pitch, and I was so eager to tell it, and it didn't come from the heart. It was just some project that I needed to do and go on. And when I read the chapter and I was reflecting on that, I saw how was that going to help me on this matter. You know, so it gave me that I need to go back to my partner and ask for permission to talk about it again from the heart. So for that time, yeah, I'm thankful.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. And that's so amazing that just looking into just a peek of one chapter would give you that, wow, I can reflect on me and I can like redo some small piece and get more conscious about how I journey, how the steps I take. That's fantastic. Beautiful.
No.
Congratulations.
And I feel like it's really beautiful that we can, we have to give ourselves permission, but then really acknowledge that, you know, we're in partnership, or you know, whether it's with lovers or with business partners or with our families and our children and other relatives and friends, that we need to give ourselves permission, and we need to give each other permission, that we need to, you know, that when we have that kind of support, that's really important. I think this book is really important because what you're doing, Matilda, is you're opening a window of possibility to people, and you're giving them permission. You're saying, here, look, this is who I am. This is my journey. And I gave myself permission. My partner and I gave each other permission. And now I'm here sharing this book with you and to the world, and I'm giving the world permission. So thank you.
It's very grand. It's very grand.
It sure is. And so is life.
Yes. Small and large at the same time. And yeah, beautiful. Beautiful to hear. I think that's really beautiful last words for right now. And maybe we should come together in a year and see what happened. Someone else actually wanted that. So it's funny how you say that again. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Thank you. I love you.
Yes. Thank you so much, dears, for waking up early and joining and supporting.
Yeah, I think it's earlier for you than it is for me.
It is. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you very much, dears.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matilda.